Hello everyone. In the last video, we discussed about the definition, application, and the types of sieves which is used for the size separation. Now in this video, let us continue with the mode of motions and the equipments that are used for the size reduction process. So there are the three modes basically used for the size separation process. First is the agitation, second is the brushing, and third is the centrifugal. The material is placed in the uppermost sieves and the sieves are shaken with the help of the mechanical sieve shaker or electromagnetic devices. So it helps the particle to pass through the sieves. So the working of the mechanical sieving devices are based on the agitation, brushing and the centrifugal force. So let us discuss one by one. First is the agitation method. So sieves agitated in the number of different ways. For example, oscillation, it vibrate or it agitate in the mode of vibration, and third is the gyration. So what is the oscillation? Oscillation is the movement of the frame in the back and forth direction. So this fuse is mounted in the frame that oscillate back and forth. So it is a simple method, but the material may roll on the surface of the sieve. Second is a vibration. Sieve is vibrated at a high speed by the means of an electric devices. So the rapid vibration is imparted to the particle and the sieve, which helps to pass the powder material through it. So this is the diagram of the typical sieve shaker machine which is used for the size separation. So here we can able to see the equipment. So this is the uppermost sieves and this is the lowermost sieves which having the finest mesh aperture, and this is the coarse sieve aperture. So this is the lead, this is the coarse sieves, this is the sieve set. This is the finest sieve which we have to put at the bottom. This is the receiving pan, indicator bulb and the timer, and this is the on off button. So this is a very simple equipment which is designed for the size separation process. Gyrations in the system is made so that the sieve is on the rubber mounting and connected to and the centric flywheel. So this gives the rotary movement of the small amplitude to sieves, which heightens gives the spinning motions to the particle and that helps to pass them through the sieve. So these are the basic three agitation methods, that is the oscillation, vibration and the gyration. Second method is the brushing method. So in this method, the brush is used to move the particles on the surface of the sieve and to keep the meshes clear. So with the help of the brush, the sieve is continually brushed out and hence the clogging is not happens. So brush is rotated in the middle in the case of the circular sieves, but the spiral brush is rotated on the longitudinal axis in case of the horizontal cylindrical sieves. Now which type of the brush is going to attach to that machine is depend upon the which type of the equipment is that, either horizontal, cylindrical or the longitudinal or the circular. Okay. So this is the diagram which is showing the brush which is attached to the center of the sieves. Okay, this gets rotated and by the with the help of this the brush which is attached to this longitudinal axis, the material is sieved out. Third is the centrifugal methods. So in this method, the high-speed rotor is fixed inside the vertical cylindrical sieves so that on the rotation of the rotor, the particles are thrown outwards by the centrifugal force. As we know, the centrifugal force at a high speed, the material is get settled down. So the current of the air which is produced, this is a high speed of the rotor. It helps to sieving the powders. So on shaking the powder material in the mechanical or in the electromagnetic devices using any of the above methods, So the weight of the powder written on the each sieve is determined. So the percentage of each fraction is then calculated. Sieving method is a rapid process and it's required a very little skill. Hence the equipment used for sieving and is also not expensive. There are basically the five equipments that are used in the pharma industry for the size separation unit operations. So first is a sieve shaker, cyclone separator, third is the air separator, fourth is the bag filter, and fifth is the illustration tank. So first is the sieve shaker. So the powder drug is separated according to its particle size using the number of sieves in the net. So these are subjected to the different types of the agitation so that the size separation is the rapid. So basic construction, if we talk about the sieve shaker, then the standard sieves of the different mesh number and apertures are attached to this equipment, which are commercially available as per the specifications of IP and a USP. And these sieves are fixed in the mechanical shaker apparatus. So this is the video which is showing the working of a sieve shaker. So as we see this video, it clearly mentions the sieves are arranged in the nest with the coast at the top and the finest at the bottom. So the sample around the 50 grams of the powder is placed on the top sieve and the sieve set is fixed to the mechanical shaker apparatus and shaken for the certain period of time for say for 20 minutes. So the powder written on each sieve is wetted. Okay, so according to the particle size, each powder gets sieved out by the particular or the desired number of the sieves. Practical consideration, if we talk about, then care should be taken in order to get a reproducible results. So the types of the motion influence the sieving. Vibratory motion is the most efficient, which is followed by the side tap motion. So the bottom tap motion, rotary motions with the tap, and finally rotary motions. So the type of the motion and the intensity of the shaker are fixed and standardized. The shakers are commercially available. The advantage of the sieve shaker is that is it is very inexpensive, simple and rapid with a reproducible result. But the disadvantage is having like the lower limit of the particle size that we can measure, that is a 50 pm. If powder is not dry, aperture gets clogged with the particle leading to the improper sieving, and during the shaking, attriation, like the particle colliding with each other, like the attrition occurs causing the size reduction of the particle, and this leads to the error in the estimation. Next equipment is the cyclone separator. So cyclone separator, the principle is based on the centrifugal force. So with the help of the centrifugal force, the particle are separate and generally this is used for separating the solids from the fluids. So the separation process depends not only on the particle size but also on the density of the particles. So the depending on the fluid velocity, the cyclone separator can be used to separate all types of the particles. It is also possible to allow the fine particles to be carried by the fluids. This is a short video which explains the working of the cyclone separator. So let us first talk about the construction of the cyclone separator. This is a short vertical cylindrical vessel with a conical base, as, as we saw in the video. So the upper part of the vessel is fitted with a tangential inlet, and the outlet for the solid outlet is arranged at a base. So fluid outlet is provided at the center of the top portion, which extends inwardly into the separators. So such an arrangement prevents the air short circuiting directly from the inlet to the outlet of the fluids. So solids that to be separated are suspended in a stream of the gas or the air. Such a feed is introduced tangentially at a very high velocity so that rotary movement takes place within the vessels. Centrifugal force and the vortexing throws the solids to the wall. As the speed of the air diminishes, the particles fall out the conical base and are discharged through the solid outlets, and the fluids or the air can escape from the central outlet at the top. So uses of the cyclone separator is to separate the solids from the liquids or the gases. It is also used for size separation of the solids in liquids and the fluids, and it is also used for separating the heavy or the coarse fractions from the fine dust. Third is the air separators. Again, it is based upon the same principle, that is the centrifugal force, which is used to separate the solids. The air environment is obtained by the means of the rotating disc and the blades. So these are the rotating disc and the blades. Okay, this is a feed inlet. Okay, but there are the two provisions for fine particles and the heavy particles. One outlet is for the fine particle and one outlet is for the heavy particle. So according to the density of the particles, we can collect the fine from the bottom and we can collect the heavy particle by the side outlets. So to improve the separation, stationary blades are used. So these are the stationary blades, and the speed of the rotation, it is possible to vary the size at which the separation occurs. So we can adjust the speed according to our particle size. So working of this equipment is the disc and the blades are allowed to rotate by the means of the motor. So this produces the current of the air as shown by the arrow. So this is the arrow which is showing the air current. The sample powder is introduced through the feed inlet and the feed balls on the rotating disc. So this is the feed inlet and which falls on this rotating blades and the rotating disc. The fine particles are picked up and carried into the space where air velocity is sufficiently reduced. Means where there is a reduced in the velocity, the fine particles pick up and carried into the space. Okay, and the fine particles are dropped and are ultimately collected at the outlet which is meant for the fine particles. And the heavy particles which fall downwards are removed at the outlet meant for the heavy particles. Okay, so this is by the air. Okay, the fine particles are get picked up, okay, where there is the minimize the force, okay, and it get collected by the fine particle, okay, and the heavy particles are collected by this outlet which is meant for the heavy particles. So this is the video which showing the working of air separator. So this is the fine particles, okay, which is collected by here. Sorry, this is the coarse, this is mean for the coarse particle and this is for the fine particle which is a pick up. So as they are lighter, they can easily pick up at the center and the heavy particles get fall down. So the air separators can be used for, or it usually or often attached to the ball mill or the hammer mill to separate and return the oversized particle for further size reduction. Okay, next is a back filter. So back filter, the size separation of the fines from the milled powder is achieved in the two steps. So in the first step, the milled powder is passed through a back filter by applying the suction on the opposite sides of the feed entry and this facilitates the separation. So in the next step, the pressure is applied in order to shake the back so that the powder adhering to the back falls off and which is collected from the conical base. So this is the typical diagram of the back filters. Okay. So these are the metal casing. These are the filter bags. This is the shaft and the camper. Okay. And this is the hopper, and by this way we can collect our product. So this is a video which showing the working of So it consists the number of the batch which is made up of the cotton or the wool fabric as we saw in the video. So these are suspended in the sheet metal containers. The hopper is arranged at the bottom of the filter to receive the feed. At the top of the metal container, the provision is made for the exhaust, and the adjacent to this, the bell crank lever arrangement is made to bring the filter to the normal atmospheric conditions. So working of the bag filter consists of the two steps. In the first step, the feed is separated from the air by passing it through the cloth batch, and in the subsequent steps, the bags are shaken to collect the fines that are added to the batch, and these two steps follow in the suction and are controlled at a different intervals with the help of the bell crank lever arrangement. So in this mechanism, the shaft with the cam is allowed to rotate at a low speed. So during the rotation, the cam can either press the bell crank lever or does not come into contact. So depending on this mechanism, the damper changes its position. Damper is a useful mechanism which allows the two steps to occur as the shown below. So first step is the filtering period. So the mechanism is that the cam does not press the bell crank lever. So in the filtration periods, cam does not attach to the bell crank levers. Okay, so the movements of the damper, the contact between the bags and the suction is open, and contact between the bags and the atmosphere is closed. In the second step, that is the shaking period, that cam press the bell crank levers. Okay, so at that time, the contact between the bags and the suction close, and contact between the bags and the atmosphere gets open. Okay, so this is the main functions of the bell crank lever arrangement. Okay, by this bell crank lever arrangement, we can maintain the two conditions. Okay, of the filtering periods and the shaking period. So this is very important. Back filters are generally used along with the other size separation equipment. For example, the cyclone separators. Back filters are used to remove the fine from the cyclone discharge. Back filter is connected to the discharge ends of the fluidized energy meters. Back filter is extremely useful for removing the fines which cannot be separated by the other methods, and this can be used even to remove the dust. So the ordinary household vacuum cleaner is a simple back filter. Okay, so the disadvantage of the back filter is not the size separation equipment as much. So next is the illustration method. Size separation of the powder is based on the low density of the fine particles. Size separation of the powder is based on the low density of the fine particles and the high density of the coarse particles. So the illustration tank is used to separate the coarse and the fine particles of the powders after the levication. So the dry powder or the paste made by the levication process is kept in the illustrating tank and mixed with the large quantity of water. So the solid particles are uniformly distributed in the liquids by stirring, and then it is allowed to settle down. So depending on the density of the solid particle, it will either settle down or remain suspended in water. So this is a simple diagram of the illustration branch. So according to the particle size and the density, the particles get settled down. Okay, and we can collect the different size of the particle by these different levels. So sample is withdrawn at a different heights through these outlets, and these are dried, and thus the powder with the various size fractions that we can collect here. So illustration process. Illustration process, the particles are suspended in the moving fluids, generally water or the air. The apparatus consists of the vertical column with an inlet near the bottom for the suspension and the outlet at the base for the coarse particle, and an out overflow near the top for the fluid and the fine particles. One column will give the single separation into the two fractions. If more than one fraction is required, the number of the tubes of the increasing area of the cross section can be connected in the series that we can saw in this diagram. Okay. So the advantages of the illustration method, this is a continuous process. So depending on the number of fraction required, the same number of the tubes of the different area of cross section can be connected. Separation is quick as compared to other methods of the separation. Apparatus is more compact than as that used in the sedimentation method. So, and the main disadvantage of this method is that the suspension of the solid particle has to be diluted, which may not be a desired in the certain cases. So thank you very much for watching this video.